Yeah, what's up? We in the house. Crank that intro up there. That's them Ready Waves beats right there. Welcome to Cooperville Live. Happy Thursday. Joe's in the house. We got a new camera running today. We busted out one of our new cams, man. Super live. Super crystal clear. Excited for today's show. Hopefully you are too. Rall the rapper joins us in just a couple minutes. Stand by for that. It's going to get wild up in here today. So wherever you're watching, Facebook, on the Cooperville Live page, make sure you like the page, give it the old thumbs up. YouTube.com/Cooperville Live. Subscribe, hit the notification bell on there. And then Twitch, the Twitch channel is Cooperville Live. Join us on all three. Why the hell not? Why not? We always have fun shit going on. Joe knows. Joe's here every day. I got a sneak preview of the nearing completion new logo for the show. I'm stoked, man. It's wild. It's so good. I can't wait to share it with y'all. And the first who will see it, our patrons. You can join the Patreon. The link is in the comment sections wherever you're watching the live stream. Exclusive content, help support the show. We got the new rebuild that's starting over the weekend. Hopefully that'll be up and rocking by Monday. Like I said, I just had to bust out one of the new cams, man. So crystal clear. Look at that. Love it. So support the show. Get access to exclusive content, the podcasts, the new Cooperville clothing line, which is coming very soon. Had a great call on that today. And see the new logo, man. That one's going bye-bye. New one's coming in hot. And it's so good. It's just so good. Thank you to Joey Walzer, Blake Allison, ReadyWaves.com. If you are a streamer, if you do the streaming stuff and you need royalty-free, high-quality music for your live stream, hit them up. They do custom stuff. They did the intro for this show. They're doing some video stuff for the show, so super excited. Rocking that Star Wars shit today. I don't even know why. Some random conversation happened this morning, and we're talking about Chewbacca. Apparently, when I've had a cocktail or two, I do a fairly decent Chewbacca. It inspired me to rock the Star Wars jam today, so I feel good about that. I feel good about that shit. But thank you again for joining the program. Appreciate it as always. Patreon link is in the comment section of the show notes of the wherever you're watching us live. It was a busy day today. We finally broke cloud cover today, so we've seen the sunshine for the first time, and it feels like forever. which you kind of walk outside like fucking Interview with a Vampire. You're like, oh shit, like what like, who turned the sunshine on? So that was nice. Made the road trip up. Dropped Mini Cooper off today. It was great having him for a week leading up to his birthday. It's gonna be 11 tomorrow. So today we're on the way back. It's an hour and a half trip both ways. On the way back, he's like, hey, the next time you see me, Dad, I'm going to be much more mature because I'll be 11. I said, oh, all right. Like, is that when you gain employment? Like, when does that happen? Like, when you start helping foot the bill around here? Like, I could use some stuff. You want to help out? No. This from a child who also informed me during his visit that he now needs to start using deodorant because he stinks. I'm like, well, you're 10. You don't really do anything. Like, how much sweat do you perspire like playing video games? I don't know. Maybe it's a lot. I don't know. But no, it was good to have him up. I posted a picture and we went and got his hair cut. My buddy Fade Game Official on the Twitch. Go follow him. He's a killer Call of Duty fella, and also exclusive barbershop, and does a hell of a job on the Fade game. So took him in, got him a fade. It was looking dapper, and somebody superimposed my beard on his face. Thank you, Jess, by the way, for doing that. Superimposed my beard on his face. It's a little creepy, but it's also like, well, at least someone can carry on the family business because we got that Captain Coop's beard all right there. That's the shit. Throw the banner up. Where's the banner? We got to get the banner up here. Come on, people. CaptainCoops.com for all your beard needs, beard oils, beard balms, beard butters. I hear the beard balm is a great moisturizer for the ladies too. It's multi-purpose. So go get some. CaptainCoops.com, and you can have a beard just like me, and hopefully in the future down the road, my son, who's he's got good head hair though too. I'm a little jealous of that. But it was good to have him up. Good to have him up. Remember, wherever you're at, if you're watching, you can comment, hit the comment sections, and we can bring your comments on. Joe's got the Joe's throwing down the sun emoji, right, dude? Like it's been a fucking week, and we haven't seen the sun. It finally came out today. And guess what? Tomorrow, clouds and rain. Yeah, it's all good though. Super excited. Again, if you watch the show, and you know we've had a ton of different guests, ton of different artists from a ton of different genres on here, and it's become this magnet of mine to kind of not visually scroll through Instagram, but just like audibly scroll through it. So I go and I'll listen, and something catches my ear. I'm like, oh, what's that? Like, this is how my new discovery platform of music has arisen. Is on Instagram, which is kind of weird. But I'm scrolling, and I hear this dude like throwing down rhymes, and I kind of peruse down, and I saw this glorious beard. This, like, all of a sudden he stopped rapping, and angels started singing. There was doves and shit. Like, it was amazing. I'm like, we got to chat with this guy. And lucky enough, he responded to my my DM on the Instagram. So I welcome to the program as he's hanging out in the green room right now. Joe, we got to get your comment off there. Rall is in the house for show, friend.
What's up, man?
Oh, doing well, man.
Looks like I'm filmed with a potato here. Oh wait, can we curse on this?
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. That's all we do.
All right, fuck around. I don't want to slip up, you know.
We got one of those. It's the new filters on Instagram makes you look like you're filming in a VHS, which is
yeah. Oh, there we go.
Ooh. Now we got the lighting.
Thank you for the compliments, man. You have a glorious beard as well, bro.
We gotta stick together, man. We gotta stick together.
And your own beard balm. I mean, shit, dude. That's what's up.
Got the oil right there. I think so we make the oil, the balm, and a butter. So it's like the three steps to beard perfection.
Butter's the best.
Yeah, and it ends up, or it turns out, because our products are all natural, so it's all natural ingredients and stuff. My girlfriend, all of a sudden, I started noticing my supply was going down rapidly. I'm like, like, am I like drunk when I'm putting this stuff on in the morning and I'm just using too much? And she's like, well, this actually makes a great moisturizer too. I'm like, sounds like a rebrand. Repurpose some of this stuff, but no, I'll send you some products. So we'll connect after the show, and I'll get you.
Hell yeah, I'll rep that for sure. Awesome. You know, it's one of those things like you grow a beard, and then like that's all you get for like Christmas presents for the next 10 years. It's like I got a drawer of like badger oil, like all these different oils. Yeah. I don't use you know what? I don't use as much as people would think. More just being lazy, but I do like that beard butter. I got some beard butter that smells good. I mean, it's more for the smell for me, but and you know, taming it. It's a little curly, so
yeah. When it gets a little out of control, like when a breezy day, it works well.
Yeah.
No, man, it was when I first started growing mine. I went through this weird, like I felt what it was like to be a woman for a while, because I'm like, well, I just got to try all the stuff now. I got to know. Yeah. And then I don't know, when you throw that stuff out there into the Twitterverse and the universe, and you just start getting advertisements for stuff, Live Bearded pops up and all these other beard products. And I'm like, well, I better try them all until I got sick of spending so much money on it. I'm like, I'll just Google it and make my own.
Yeah, I respect the hell out of that.
That's the game right there. I'm like, I'll just make my own. It's fine. And but yeah, I'll get you some stuff sent out. But are you down in Florida? Is that your locale?
Yeah, Orlando.
Nice.
Home base.
Very cool. And you guys everybody has been jealous of the state of Florida for the past year for the freedoms you enjoy. We actually, over the course of the weekend, we booked, we're taking a trip down to Florida in 3 weeks. I think we're going to be down there. So.
Oh, wow. It's beautiful. It's like 90 degrees right now. Well, maybe 85, but I'm from Cleveland, actually, Cleveland, Ohio. So I mean, I'm no stranger to the cold. My brother just hit me up. It might have been yesterday morning, and he's just like, "Look, will you look at this shit?" And it's 6 inches of snow, and I'm just like, man, every time I want to talk bad about Florida, I leave it, and then I just can't wait to come back. You know what I mean? So you don't have to think about the weather ever. So
that's got to be so nice, because you'll realize this, you'll appreciate this. We actually had this conversation this morning, my girlfriend and I, and my son in town, and we were talking about us. It's April, it's schizophrenic, it's up and down, and she was like, somebody told me a great analogy for describing weather in Wisconsin, the Midwest, during the month of April. Like, April is like your friend that you're like, hey, you want to hang out? And she's like, yeah. And then you're like, cool, when we want to hang out? She's like, I don't want to fucking hang out with you. What are you talking about? Get the fuck away from me. And then we'll come back like, hey, like, remember you said you wanted to hang out? Like, let's hang out. And you're like, all right, cool. When? No, I don't want to fucking hang out with you. That's the month. April is, this is what Wisconsin weather is like. It's a friend April who's a little bit schizophrenic.
I miss the seasons though. I love fall. When I moved down here, I have 15 dope hoodies I had to retire. Mm. And I'm just like, that's the only thing that sucks is the clothing. Like I hope you like shorts and t-shirts, because that's pretty much all you can rock, So
that'd be tough, man. That's a Midwest thing. Like, I got hoodies. I got a whole closet that's just hoodies.
Yeah.
And I wear 4 of them. It's very strange, but I can't get rid of anything. I'm like, oh, well, you never know. I met this band back in 2002, and they gave me this hoodie at a show. So I better hold on to this forever. The band's not even together anymore, but I still have it.
It's worth more now.
They're going to find their underground fan club and be like, hey, you guys, I'll make a little.
How long you been doing this, man? You got a legit little setup going here. I mean,
this deal, I was in radio for 20 years. Like out of high school, I got into radio, and did radio, rock radio, top 40 radio, country radio. I did it all for basically 20 years. And I was abruptly let go and I don't want to say without cause, but it was just like everything's going good. I started my own station. I was the PD. I was rocking shit. We had a great thing going. They're like, we don't need you anymore. I'm like, I'm making too much money. I got you.
Hey.
So that was, that's what I'm telling myself, at least. Maybe I was just an asshole. I could have been it too. But so I got out of that, and I was like, well, the idea of going back into radio after a few months off, and like, dude, I discovered so much music. I discovered so many great artists during that time that I'm like, going back to doing the same thing for somebody else. I launched this podcast. A lot of my musician friends have been on it. And then we took it live stream, kind of when COVID started. We're like, we got nothing else going on. So we started live streaming it. And then 3 months ago, it became, we do this every day, Monday through Friday. We start at 5. Some days we have guests, some days we don't. We just kind of get on here and talk shit. And
well, that explains a lot, because kudos to you. Because it's more complicated than I think people understand. Setting up the streams, and I was like, when you hit me up, and I realized oh, this dude's legit. I'm like, okay, so it's not easy. I've tried some little live streams, and they've been chaos, which is fun, but no, never anything legit like this. So
well, I appreciate that. If you could see the behind the scenes stuff, right now, I should preface this by saying that we're in the process of building a new studio. So we got a new computer. We have multi-camera. We have all this. I don't know. I have a friend of mine who does this, and it's legit, 5 monitors. We just got the same lighting, but it's like walking into, I don't know, the front of the fucking a spaceship. You're
the battle station.
Yeah. Is this you don't want to touch anything? So we're starting on that. But this is I have a camera here. And I have my laptop that's running Adobe Audition, so I'm recording this for the podcast audio. I have a iPad here that plays my intro, and I can pull up news stories and stuff. Then I basically have a screen share that has the stream on it, and I can bring in. This is kind of cool. I think you have a fan on here. Can't wait for the new music, brother. That's from Austin Strobel.
Hell yeah, Austin. What's up, brother? Yo, this guy, I just want to shout out him because he's. We don't know each other in person, but he's been a fan that supported me for a long time. And bro, dude, Austin, you're the shit, bro. I always love the support, man. For years, this dude's been posting my stuff, reposting, and I got a few homies, but he definitely sticks out. Austin, you're the shit, dude. For real. It means a lot.
Nothing but love, he says. Nothing but love, man. But yeah, I want to stop talking about my crap. I want to talk about your stuff, man. Like growing up in Ohio, in like where does the draw into hip hop, like where does that begin for you? Like
I love telling the origin story. So okay, look, it's no surprise. Eminem was my god growing up.
Mm-hmm.
My CDs back in the day, my older brother got Eminem, and I remember it was Cleaning Out My Closet was the first song that I read the lyrics and like memorized them, and I used to like listen to my mom's van in the garage and like blast the music, and my mom, like back when your parental advisory was like popping, and it was like, don't let your kids listen to this, 9 Inch Nails to reach one of my eyelids, So Eminem was the first. Petey Pablo was one of my first.
Yeah. Petey Pablo, motherfucker.
Exactly. Take your shirt off. But in Ohio, so I always tell people that so my Instagram handle is Rall the Rapper. But like my art, when I actually like made like my artist account and everything, I dropped the rapper and just went with Rall because I was thinking down the future and like, dude, I'm getting older, and like the whole reason I did rap to begin with was I'm a guitarist, right?
Yeah.
And I tell people like, I was a guitarist in hardcore bands. Ohio's got a big hardcore scene, so shout out Chris Dragic, shout out Legion. Those are like my old homies I grew up with, and I was in metal bands with them, playing guitar. And then when I moved to Florida, I was in a reggae band, and I like loved my reggae band.
Yeah,
I wrote a lot of the lyrics for it, and that's when I like used to try to like sing and like write lyrics, and like the singing was just not going my way. You know what I'm saying? So, and we broke up, and I was just like, like 6 months went by. I hadn't picked up my guitar because I'm like, I'm not playing any shows. Like, what's the point here? And I was like, I wanted to get back into playing guitar and like all that shit. And I was just like, well, you can't sing, but okay, I should say this as well. Everyone's got that homie who's like the good like freestyler of your friends.
Oh yeah.
And that was always me, and I attribute that to like just bumping the hell out of like Eminem, 50 Cent growing up. And I used to always love freestyling. When the T-Pain app came out, I shit you not, I used to like do some substances with my buddies, little devil's cabbage, and I used to like should be like, yo, check this, and I had probably 500 T-Pain apps recorded in my phone, and would just abuse my friends' ears, like playing this shit to them. And they'd be like, yeah, dude, can we like listen to anything else now? So I've always rapped and like wrote lyrics and whatever, but like my true love like was like guitar. Like that was my main thing. I just always loved guitar. I just think it's like the most badass instrument. Like, dude, I don't know, it just is. But now as I'm getting older and like, honestly, like I've done my thing, like lyrically wise and like written a bunch of lyrics and stuff, but like, I'm more interested in introducing some of my influences. I have this reggae background that I love. I love country music, dude. I don't listen to rap really. I don't really listen to rap hardly at all anymore. I mean, obviously there's some artists I pay attention to, like Caskey. He's like an Orlando artist. I love Caskey. I've watched
that Caskey Yellow Wolf tag team album. Dope.
Great. But I love artists right now. I'm digging artists like Upchurch. You listen to Upchurch?
Yeah,
Upchurch is dope. Jelly Roll, his stuff, his like country vibe stuff is great. And I just like, I wrote a song, and it's like one of my most popular songs, Chip on My Shoulder. And it was like incorporating country and reggae. And like, sometimes you gotta just like, obviously you do what you want to do, but you do gotta listen to feedback. And everybody I talk to says like, yo, you're mixing genres. Like we haven't heard anything like this. I've showed it to people that aren't really like close friends, and they're like, dude, there's something, it's like unique, you know what I mean? And so I've kind of tried to follow that route, and I've, you know, that's kind of where I'm heading. Like, look, I'll always have the bars, and I'll be able to do that when I want to. But as I get older and mature with my music, like, you're gonna see a lot more guitar. You're gonna see a lot. You're gonna hear a lot more singing from me. I got some stuff coming out. That's gonna be, you know, more melodic, and that's why in my artist profile, I'm not going to call myself a singer yet. That's why I put rapper songwriter. It's my little play off of singer songwriter. You know what I'm saying?
I like it. I liked being able to put that in the ad mad for it. I'm like, rapper songwriter. I mean, that's new, man. No, I got to throw this.
Oh, hell yeah.
The bearded Bernie, bearded Beanie is in the house. He's watching on YouTube. It's like bearded
Shout out to the bearded Beanie.
Beardapalooza over here. No, dude, all those artists that you mentioned. I mean, I was sitting in my barber's chair, and another bearded brother. Shout out to D Price, exclusive barbershop.
Shout out D Price.
D Price in the house. Fade Game official on the Twitch. But he was he's always got like his ear to the ground on like different styles of music, and every time I get in there, it's like, hey man, hey, you heard this motherfucker yet? I'm like no, like lead me into your wizard world, sir. And so he'll have it up on YouTube. And like the first time I heard Yellow Wolf was some old Yellow Wolf. And it, you know, obviously it sounded like it was kind of straight up hip hop, you know, it was straight from the Eminem tree of hip hop. And then he's like, just wait till the new album comes out. And it came out and it was like, I mean, there's fucking banjo and there's steel guitar and there's boots, and then you kind of follow that lineage, you know, this American lineage, and you got Kasky, and you got Jelly Roll, and you got Struggle, all those guys. I mean, you're like one state away, man. You just need to move up to Alabama, and you're in the heart of that sound. But when I heard you, it had a different vibe to it. You know, Chip on Your Shoulder has just a different vibe to it. I was like, yeah, this. But I think the ability to be able to bring genres together and not say that it's genre-less, because I think it has as a place, but to do what exactly it is that you feel like, that's making art right there. That's doing it how you want to do it. And I love that shit.
Hell yeah. Yeah. It's one of those things, and it's not like a conscious choice. You know what I mean? Like some people, like everyone's got their own writing process, right? And that's actually something I'm obsessed with. There's a podcast I love called Song Exploder. I don't know if you ever heard of it. No. They break down. It's a good podcast. They break down like the origins of these huge songs, and like they'll play like the stems. Like, hey, I recorded this voice memo in my bedroom. It was a rainy day in Chicago, and I had this progression idea. And then like they'll paint the whole story of how and then they'll play the actual like song, and it's usually like a big hit that you've heard, and it's like crazy to see how it came together. And I feel like I've definitely done that before, you know, but a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just, you know, throw shit at the wall, and like certain things stick. So I'll make 10 songs, and like 8 of them will get buried, and then 2 of them I'll send out to mastering, and I'm like, all right. And like, not that saying those 8 aren't great, but it's just like, whatever reason, you know, it's not always like, I call it lightning in a bottle. You know, like sometimes you hit lightning in a bottle, and like, you know, this is the one to push forward, but it's like, you just got to show up and just try to do your thing. And like, for me, it starts, usually I'm reaching for the guitar first, or I'll you know, reach for, I just got a bass, so I'll reach for the bass first, and I produce all my shit, so I use Ableton. So like, dude, but when you have Ableton at your fingertips, and you know what you're doing, like, dude, the sky's the limit. You know what I mean? And it's, the workflow is quick when you've been doing it a lot. So like the best songs get created in like 30 minutes. Yeah. Not the lyrics, but like the foundation of it will be done in like 30. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's not a conscious effort. Like, it's just, I think it's lightning in a bottle. Like you just make a bunch and like let the cream rise to the top. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's super cool to have the capabilities of producing your own stuff and be able to lay everything down in one fell swoop, because it seems like in utilizing the technology that's out there now really streamlines the process. Like if you find that cream on top, you can just like fucking get after it. I mean, you can roll with it like right now, today, probably in your home, and just let it rip, and then have the capabilities of now, boom, dropping the music on people when it's hot, like when it's fresh on the. You're not sitting on it for, a year, and they're like, well, we're gonna put it on an album, and we're gonna like all that. Like people want things now, man. It's the instant gratification world we're living in. Like, and if you have the ability to have concept, now have full song, now master it, and boom, people's ears love it.
Yeah, and I think look, that's something that needs to be said too. Is like, and a lot of my good artist buddies, we fall victim to this perfectionist attitude, and a lot of great songs get buried for too long because of it. And that's something I got to fight with like every day. I mean, dude, I got hundreds of songs just begging to be mastered, and like. A lot of them won't get finished, but I do send them to like, I got a couple people I bounce like songs, like my older brother. He has nothing to do with music. He's not musically inclined, but he's got a good ear, and he's honest. And that's what you need. You need someone who can tell you like, that ain't it, or you know what I mean? So I have a couple, and he's got like a vault of like thousands of my songs, and he'll tell me every once in a while, I'll be like, dude, I got like 600 of your songs on my freaking folder. And some of those are duplicates, but he's like, dude, you gotta like release some of this shit. But it's good to have a couple people that you like. You need to have someone, at least one or two homies that you send your shit to, that can be that voice of reason. Like, dude, quit stalling, like get this shit done. And I will say, I produce my own shit, but I don't mix my own shit. Right. I know when to delegate. when like, look, I put it this way, like I edit a lot of videos. Shout out Bo Shamro, shout out my homie Ben. I do these like we're me and my buddy have been doing these promo videos where it's like infomercial kind of meme, like funny shit.
Right.
And I love video editing. But like audio is something different. Like, you know what I mean? Like video, you can look at it, even if you're untrained, you can be like, that looks stupid, or that looks like shit, or whatever. But audio, it's like, it's just a little harder to get it right. So I shout out Real Feel Studio in Sanford, Stephanie Rendell, Phil Mango. I trust them with my music. So they actually hit me up a couple years ago. They're the ones that produced Chip on My Shoulder and Own Man for me. I would have never recorded those in a studio. I usually do everything in my bedroom. But they actually reached out to me and invited me, and they were like, yo, come in. And I took the step, went out of my comfort zone, and kind of, because like, dude, it's your art, it's your baby. Like you don't want to give up any control to anybody else. But honestly, like that's been some of the biggest relief I felt is when I like hand the buck off to somebody. Like I've done all I can. I know you'll take it to the next level. Here you go. You know what I mean? So that's been a big deal. So shout out Real Feel, Stephanie Rendell, Phil Mango. You guys are the shit. Helped me out a bunch. So
no, I think there's some great life advice in there too. I think just beyond music and stuff. We got to get Sarah Phillips says yes. Sarah Phillips in the house. She's watching.
That's my cousin. What's up, Sarah?
And she's giving you the praise. Love it. But no, I think you talked about that perfection thing. I think that is true in so many different elements of life, especially in a creator's mindset, because there's always that, well, this has to be perfect. Like it has to sound exactly, it needs to sound professional. I started the same way when podcasting, because I came from 20 years in radio where everything that you did in production like had to sound really good. If you're doing a commercial for, XYZ construction, like it has to sound perfect. And I was in that same, after 20 years, in that same mentality. So I would take, an hour and a half podcast, talk to somebody for an hour and a half, and it would take me 7.5 hours to edit it, because I was taking out breaths, I was taking out if there was long pauses, if like everything, like 7 hours. I'm like, first off, this podcast is currently making $0, and that's 8.5 hours of life that you've just spent editing it down for, in the beginning, I had a couple hundred downloads, and it was like, fuck. And you get to a point where you're like, just get it out. Like, get it out when you feel confident with it. Same thing with content, getting like, oh, I know I took this picture of my son. Well, was it the right angle? Was the lighting okay? Should I run it through Snapseed and see if I can get a little cool effect on there? Like, you got to put stuff out and let it settle out in the universe. And because you can, like you said, you can sit on stuff, or you can waste a bunch of time going, nope, 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 that ain't it. It's close, not there yet.
And that little, like, that hi-hat, the reverb ain't right, or like that vocal where like you didn't hold it out long enough. Like no listener is gonna be like, bro, song was good, but I don't know about that hi-hat, dude. I heard that open hat, it didn't sound so hot in like the third verse. Like, you might want to sit, like, nobody's gonna say that. So it's like, yes, you got to get it to a point, and then you got to just pull the trigger and move on. You know, like, for real.
Sarah's back on you. It's jam last month for my birthday. Chris being modest. Love you. She loves you.
Yeah, I love you too. That was so fun jamming. Yeah, she came over. She brought her boyfriend who plays guitar, and we freaking jammed till like 5 a.m. So that was a great time. So Sarah, love you. Thank you for coming out. That was awesome.
Those are the best nights, though, man. When you just like let it rip, and like time becomes not of the essence. You just kind of roll, jam, music. Ugh.
There's nothing better.
Love it, man. So, you've done in Florida, obviously, and not having to really deal with much of, I mean, obviously there's some shit that you have to deal with down there, but the last year for a lot of artists, as far as like getting out and going on doing shows and things like that, has been a real struggle. Have you had much of an opportunity to be out and to do anything over the last year? Or?
No, not really. I mean, look, so I heard, I heard you saying you have a kid. I got 3 boys. So I'm a dad, like, full time. Music's not my full-time gig. That's like my moonlighting shit. My kids think I'm a musician. I just picked them up from daycare, and they were saying, like, is that from the, because I brought him out to a video shoot. I try to involve him. I get my oldest, he's taking guitar lessons now, and I'm really trying to, like, not push it on him. But I got like a real gig. So dude, I'm working all the time. I don't do shows too often. Obviously I wish I could do it more, but I'm always like working on my shit. I just started taking vocal lessons, stepping out of my comfort zone. I'm moving more towards, I think in the next 2 to 3 years, you're going to hear some real mature, like great music come out of me. And I think, COVID didn't really impact me as far as music wise goes, because I'm in my bedroom regardless working on music. But like, I'm in the roofing industry. Like I was in the hotbed, Fort Lauderdale area, like during the thick of COVID. But other than not being able to like get food or do anything, I mean, I honestly, like, luckily was pretty much unaffected by it. Me and my wife were both lucky that, like, we didn't, lose work or anything. I got a lot of buddies who got laid off, and hearts goes out to them. I mean, I know a lot of them are picking themselves back up, but like, dude, it affected a lot of people. I got lucky, and just my work wasn't affected. Music was relatively unaffected, because the way I look at it is like, look, I obviously, if I didn't have my kids, I'd be out there on every show I can, boots on the ground, making these connections. I'm playing a different ball game than these kids that don't have the responsibilities I have. And that's just what comes with being a dad. And you know what I mean? So my ball game is like, I got to take it to the interwebs, you know what I'm saying? And do my thing online. So it's a different game, but luckily in times like COVID, like, I get to play and it doesn't affect me. You know what I mean? Like I could still put out content, still work on music. The shows are lighter, but honestly, like, I wasn't doing too many shows before that to begin with. I mean, that's just what it is. So,
no, I much respect for that, because that hashtag dad life stuff, I mean, that's real. It's more real than anything else that there is out there, as you understand, especially with 3 of them. I have 1 and he feels like 3. So maybe maybe you feel like you have 6 sometimes. I understand how
I'm outnumbered, bro.
Oh, dude.
Me and my wife are like, what the hell did we do? Like, we were freaking outnumbered. But
sorry. So they'll take care of you when you get older. That's what they said. Yeah.
They better. I've done a lot for their little asses. So
kept you alive for this long. I tell you what. Keeping it tally. But no, man, I think that has a sense of realness, and I'm sure that it adds a sense of realness to your music and your process as well. Just because you have a clear vision of priorities, and even, I mean, life experiences. I mean, much of the show, outside me bitching about things, and having guests on is like talking about my kid. Like apparently he decided one day that he needed to have deodorant. I don't know. Like, I don't know that he's perspired yet, but he feels like he should have deodorant and body spray. I'm like, dude, do you have a bottle of Axe body spray in your backpack? He's like, well, yeah. And he doesn't apply it like and walk through. Like I was in the other fucking room and I'm like did
that smell?
Did an air freshener explode somewhere? Did a truck from Bath and Body Works tip over in the front of the house? Like what happened? And he's like, you walk into his room and at least he's not, I thought he was smoking dope because there was like this cloud just whoosh.
Like, he's got the sploof out, huh?
Like, he's like, well, we have to go to the store later. I'm like, not now. We don't. You're going to stay in that. You're going to go stand outside in the backyard and air out a little bit. But that's the great thing about it is it adds to, when you have your priorities, when you have your shit in line, like, well, this is one and this is two and this follows on that has to be a good sensibility to be, especially in the writing process too. And you're like,
I got a dad question for you.
Yeah.
I from what I'm picking up, I think you said your kid was 10.
He's 10 today, but tomorrow he's 11 and going to be much more responsible, according to himself.
Are you going to let him watch the new Mortal Kombat?
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to have the same appreciation for it that I do.
Sure.
I mean, I remember playing like the original arcade game in the arcade. And even at that point, that was when the fuck that came out, late 90s, early 2000s. It's been a minute. Yeah, but I remember playing it. And then the video game came out and it was like, to look at it now, it's like, oh, well, obviously that's just like this really off red color and the guy's head goes rolling out. Yeah. So it doesn't look that graphic compared to what the games are today. But I remember the same thing we were talking about Eminem and the lyrics. My mom was the same way with Appetite for Destruction. I had on cassette tape, and she was like, "What the fuck is it?" Looks at the inside cover and is like, "There's an alien. Looks like he just hurt a woman in here." And oddly enough, she took the insert and left me the cassette, so I still got to listen to Appetite for Destruction. But I don't think he would appreciate it as much as I would. But the shit that he gets to like see anyway. Like,
they're spoiled, man. Yeah.
YouTube and
that's what I was gonna say.
Fortnite and all the other stuff. Like, I'm not sure he'd be like, oh, all right. Well,
yeah. Oh, dude, get his head ripped off. I've seen that a couple times today. Yeah. My wife. I was talking to her. She's like, "Are we gonna let the kids watch this?" I'm like, yeah. We let them watch the old ones. She's like, and I was like, they've seen way worse shit on YouTube. I mean, I was when I was raised, like my parents were not that strict about like rated. Like we got to watch whatever we want. I don't think it screwed me up or anything. So but I was just like talking about this today with some people. I'm like, so I guess me and my wife are gonna watch it first, and then we'll see if we can let them watch it. But
yeah, see if there's a moment where you're like, well, that may be a little much. Like, I don't know, and it seems like with like games like Fortnite. Hang on, we got Sarah saying let him watch, or at least Call of Duty, man. I don't know. Call of Duty. My kid had Call of Duty like the Ghost Recon. He was playing Ghost Recon before, and I'm like, well, I guess we're here now. Yeah. But they're so unfazed by things. And my parents were divorced when I was very young, and my mom was more of the strict one. Obviously, she took away my Appetite for Destruction insert. But like at my dad's house, it was kind of like the fucking Wild West. Like, yeah, whatever. We got cable, and so we watched all of the things. And I think I turned out okay.
Yeah, so, I was just about to say you turned out okay.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm fine. I'm sure everything is great.
No skeletons in this closet at all.
No, they're hidden behind that fucking rack of hoodies in there. I can't even see the skeletons. But kids seem so, like, again, with all the access that they have and can have things at the drop of a hat, and TikToks and the YouTubes and all the video games, and like they're so desensitized to things that I think when I was growing up and when you were growing up, they're like, oh, like, whoa, like, wait a minute. Like when Michael Jackson's Thriller came out, like that scared the shit out of people.
Yeah.
And then 20 years later, it scared the shit out of people for a different reason, Yeah. It's just different. It's a different thing. So if he wants to go watch it, I'll take him. Yeah. I'll deal with the repercussions later.
Sure.
So, Dad, all of a sudden he wants to take up ninja training. I'd be like, I guess there's worse things to be.
Yo, I'm a big. I let my kids watch the fights. I'm a huge UFC fan, and my kids are asking to join jujitsu, and I'm just like, all right, let's rock it. I took the oldest, and he was a little too young. I took him at like 5, and I'm like, maybe a little too young, but yeah, I mean, they're gonna get exposed to this anyways. They might as well like get exposed while you're there. You can kind of give your little input there, but like, I mean, they got these. Well, my kids aren't going to have this for a while, but they're going to have access to these, and they can see whatever they want. So I mean,
yeah, it's a totally different world now because mine's in 5th grade and going into 6th, which up here is, I guess, technically considered middle school. Yeah. And he was like, before he got a phone, because he got an actual phone and his own phone number and all that stuff for Christmas this past year. Before that, he had an old iPhone that didn't have any cell service, but when he was on Wi-Fi, he could, tool around on it a little bit.
Sure.
But I remember picking him up at school, and 4th, 5th graders all walking out, just like checking their shit, like they missed something during the school day. Like, oh man, I bet my shit's blowing up. I bet that post I put up last night, me and the dog, it's got 8 likes, man. We're about to fucking take off. We're gonna be
Dogecoin just hit 31 cents. Yeah.
Whoa, we're TikTok famous. Yeah. Send that endorsement stuff. But yeah, I just think that in a day and age when they can literally see whatever they want whenever they want, even figure out past parental controls, at which my son has done multiple times.
Yeah, these freaking V-Bucks. Stop the V-Bucks. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I need better protection for my credit card. I mean, these kids are trying to get V-Bucks like they're trying to get a hit of fucking heroin, dude. I mean, that's what I'm worried about.
I know. My kid does the Roblox thing, and that video game, and he's like, hey, we'll be at Walgreens, and he'll go past like the gift card thing, which you just walk by it. But he's there going like, oh shit, like, hey Dad, there's a $25 gift card here for Roblox. I'm like, what are you gonna buy? There's this sweet car. I'm like, so it's in the game, right? Like I want to have this sweet ride in the fucking game, and all my friends are gonna think I'm super cool. I'm like, this is how it starts. I'm like, you better go to MIT, kid, because you're gonna be trying to do this in real life, and it's not even gonna matter.
Ain't gonna be that easy. Ain't gonna be $25, that's for sure.
Like, wait a minute, like inflation, dude, inflation, and you have to learn how to drive it in real life. But no, I'll take it to him. I mean, he'll see it eventually, I'm sure. So again, they're desensitized, but but dad life, man, it's like I said, having that priority is always a good reset. For any time, especially I imagine if you're doing a writing or if you got a song down or something gets frustrating, you're like, yeah, I got this dad thing, and that's a pretty good set. That's a good place to settle at.
Yeah, you get, and people like I don't think people realize it. You get maybe 1 hour, because when they go to bed. Like I got one kid is like a spark plug, stays up till midnight, wakes up at 4 a.m. with like freaking full energy. You're lucky to get 1 hour to work on your stuff. And what I've learned, and I'm still able to be productive, is I'm like, all right, you need to plan that hour out to the T, because or else you're just going to waste it. So, it's a balance, and, dude, I'm just out here doing the freaking best I can, man. That's it. That's all you can do.
That's all we can do, man. That's all we can do as humans, as dads, all that stuff. But no, I feel the same way. Like I have the show, and when he's in town, when he's with me, I'm like, all right, we'll do the thing during the day, or if he's got school stuff, or if he's with his cousins, I'm like, all right, cool. We're gonna do our thing. We're gonna go to the park. We're gonna go bowling. We do all this shit. All right, but 5 until like 7, like I'm gonna do my show, because I also want to instill in him like, okay, this is dad's thing, and this he's wants to be a part of something bigger, but there's every once in a while I'll be having a conversation, my guest will be here, and all of a sudden this little head will float magically into the screen and be like right here, like within inches of me, and I'll just give him that look, and he's like turns and he's like, hi. And I'm like, well, this is Grayson. This is my son. He wants to be TikTok famous. So if you can help, if you want to follow him on TikTok, that'd be great.
Yeah.
But that's like, but I think COVID has helped, has eased that sense of it being like, faux pas or like, oh, this is so embarrassing, because like you see all the social media posts of people like lawyers being on a CNN or something like that talking to somebody, and all of a sudden their kid is like swinging from the chandelier. You're like, I get what that fucker's going through. I've been there.
Yeah.
That's life though. That's real life stuff.
Hell yeah, it is.
Awesome,
Hell
brother.
yeah.
So what are you working on right now? I know you talked about having all these songs in the hopper and stuff. You got a new single out. That's It is the latest one that's out right now. Like what's coming down the pipe next from Rall?
So this worked out good timing. So I have a song and video dropping Tuesday.
Nice.
It's called "Put Me in the Fire." I had like I said, I know in the delegate. I reached out to a buddy. We hadn't worked together. He shot the video, came out nice. My buddy let me shoot it on his property. So Tuesday, 6 p.m. "Put Me in the Fire" comes out. I'm asking all of my fans. I don't like pushing for like asking stuff, but like this is the song I need you guys to help me push. Let's make it bigger than Chip on My Shoulder. Let's make it my biggest song yet. "Put Me in the Fire," Tuesday, 6 p.m. That's what's coming next.
That's awesome, dude. Great timing. I love it. I love it. Austin Strobel is in the house. He said, "Let's go."
Austin, you're the shit, bro. I really, honestly, I appreciate the fuck out of you, dude.
Awesome, man. Well, Rall, it was so great to get to know you, man, and get to chat with you and hear your story. I love the origin story. I think that's fantastic. And kudos to you for like making music how you want to make it, sounding the way you want it to sound, doing it all in dad life mode and husband mode, all the fun stuff, and working your ass off, man. I had nothing but admiration for you, man, and I can't wait to hear the new single Tuesday when it drops and the video drops. It's gonna be hot.
I appreciate that, dude. You're the shit. Thank you for having me on. I really respect you. I respect the program. I will be following along for the future. And I will say that my best music is far ahead of me. I got good stuff coming for the rest of my life for sure.
That's awesome, man. Well, you always have a home on the show. So anytime you want to pop on, like let's get you on if you got stuff that's dropping, or you want to give me the recap when you took your kids to Mortal Kombat. Like,
hell yeah.
You know this shit. Like I want to have like, we could do a fucking separate show, like, the dad cast or something. Be like, well,
for sure.
Here was the fallout of Mortal Kombat is now they're fucking having, wars in the living room. It's
there's a fatality in my drywall. I got
there's an chalk outline. Like, wait a minute, I think we went too far. Like, I think we should have made him take the Sega Genesis version first and then take him to the movie. But no, man, I appreciate all the insight and all the good stuff. And anytime you want to come back on, man, let's make it happen.
Hell yeah, bro. Yo, good luck for the rest of it. I'm a fan now. I'll be following along. I'll post this and tell all my followers to do that, to follow you. Thanks again for having me. That's all I can say. So Tuesday, "Put Me in the Fire," video and song. I love all my fans, Austin, all you guys. This is the song we got to push. All right, so I'm going to be preaching that. Y'all get sick of me, but we got to push this one for sure.
No, man, we'll help share it too, man. We'll talk about it on Tuesday on the show. We'll make a note of it, and we'll share it to the socials for the show, and we'll do what we can, brother.
You're the shit, bro. Keep killing it, man.
Rall, take care of yourself, man. We'll be in touch.
All right, you too, brother. Peace.
All right, man. There we go. Rall on the show, making things happen. Tuesday. Over, where's my comments? Over here. Tuesday, everybody. Tuesday. That's the day. Share, follow, subscribe, all of the things. Rall, Put Me in the Fire comes out on Tuesday. What a great conversation. I love those kind of chats, man. When it's back and forth, we're telling stories. We got that dad thing. We got the Slamerican, like, oh man, fucking the Katsky album was ridiculous. No, I love it. Rall and I are now besties. Make it official. We're now besties. So there you go. To all of you who watched, all of the new watchers, viewers today, fans of Rall, thank you all for being a part of the show. Sarah, thank you for being a part of the show. V-Bucks, Roblox. I don't know. I think they're two. V-Bucks are for something. Roblox are for something. I don't know. He just asked for money. That's all I know my child does. I need $25 for this. But wherever you're watching, please make sure you follow and subscribe and hit the notification button so you're notified every time we have more guests on the show. We usually have guests every single day. We're back in tomorrow with a special surprise guest, which you'll find out about if you are a member of our Patreon, which you can do. The link for our Patreon is in the comment sections of that. So appreciate you all being a part of it. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. We're back on Friday at 5 p.m. Enjoy. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Joe, what do? We give the peace symbol. That's what we do. Have a fantastic night. Thanks for watching.